Welcome to PhoneSavvy.com's review of the LG Spectrum, which is coming to Verizon any day now. The LG Spectrum, in going through the specs on it, is going to be a very nice droid. However, shopping for droids is very hard. They are very similar, but there are some advanced features with this droid that you may find interesting. And I'm going to do a little comparison with this droid to the other popular droids available for Verizon so that you can make a good judgment of which droid you'd like. Since I assume that's why you're watching this video, you are ready for a new phone. The LG Spectrum will come equipped with the Droid 2.3 Gingerbread software. So it does not have the ice cream sandwich as I expected it to. It does have the 2.3 gingerbread, but is upgradable to the ice cream sandwich. And it also has a very high quality display, higher than most of the droids. It's got a true HD IPS solutions display. And what that means is the viewing experience is going to be much better. 329 pixels per inch. So it's going to have a very nice display for all of your media related and any type of visual apps or things that you will be watching on it. In comparing it to my Droid Bionic as far as the size, very similar size. It's going to be a little bit longer. It's actually a thinner phone than the Bionic. So not quite as thin as the Razr, but it is thinner than the Bionic. This is a 4.5-inch display. Comparing that to the Samsung Nexus and the Motorola Droid Razr, the Nexus is a 4.65 display. So the Nexus is a bigger display than this. The 4.5 puts it right in between the Nexus and the Droid Razr. The Droid Razr is a 4.3-inch display, so the Razr is the shorter of those three models. And the other nice thing about this one compared to the old LG Droid model, which was the Revolution, is this one will have the 8 megapixel camera on the back. It has the 1.3 megapixel camera on the front for your front-facing camera. And it does have 1080p HD recording. The LG Revolution only had 720. So you do get a better video camera for recording with this phone. And the biggest benefit of this phone compared to the other droids, except for the HTC Resound, since that has the same processor speed, is this phone has the 1.5 gigahertz dual-core processor. And that puts it at the top of the droids for processor speed compared or along with the HTC Resound, which also has a 1.5 gigahertz processor. Just to compare that, the Bionic is a 1 gig processor, the Droid Razr is a 1.2, the Samsung Nexus is a 1.2. And the processor speed, in my opinion, is most important on a Droid because it's going to make everything operate faster. When you select something, when you're loading any type of data from any web-based applications or the web browser, everything's just going to go quicker. In my opinion, the LG Spectrum is the most advanced droid on the market right now, or soon to be anyway. And it, in comparison to the other phones for battery life, don't expect much more, if any. As we all know, if you have a droid, the battery life does stink pretty bad on the droids. The weight on this phone is actually fairly light. It is a lighter phone than the Samsung Nexus and lighter than the Motorola Droid Razr. As far as the other advanced features, it has this Smart Share, which is you can share media wirelessly to DLNA enabled devices. And I'm going to give you a list of the specs right here so you can kind of see everything on the phone. It has, I put a mark next to all the key highlights that I find on it. As far as the camera, everything's as up to date as any other camera. It does have the 4x zoom. if you're interested in that. And it does have, as I was saying, the higher quality display, 1080p recording. We also have over here, I noted some bigger things. It takes the micro USB charging unit, and as far as the memory, it has 4 gigabytes of onboard memory, 16 gigabyte pre-installed SD card, and 1 gig of RAM, which is pretty standard for all of the newer droids. But as far as comparing droid to droid, it's kind of hard, like I said, to decide which droid you want to get. In my opinion, as far as what I'm seeing now, the LG Spectrum is a solid bet. The LG Revolution was a fairly flawless droid in comparison to the other droids as far as it coming back with common bugs, needing different type of software updates to fix those bugs. Like some of the other ones did, the Bionic had an update come out due to some problems it was having. Droid Razr and its connectivity issues to the network. LG, in all aspects of the cellular industry, is a solid manufacturer, and with them coming out with a device that finally competes with all of the other hardware specs of the up-to-date droids like the Resound Nexus and the Motorola Droid Razr, this phone, in my opinion, is going to be the hottest phone for Verizon. I would definitely recommend it, even though it's not out yet. And we'll see, knock on wood, that LG is a pretty flawless company. The LG Spectrum should be a safe bet. So that's our review on the LG Spectrum. We're going to try and keep these up with all the new droids and phones to Verizon that come out. You can see all of our reviews on our website at phonesavvy.com, and that's also where you can go to see our app reviews and get answers to questions about all of your smartphones. Thank you for tuning in.